Okay. After multiple minutes of trying to make this work, we actually got it going now. So, what is going on, guys? This is only one antidote here, and today we have update 15. I haven't really had an update video in almost 3 years, so, and we've kind of reached a period of time where I wasn't really uploading anything. I just recorded a video about half an hour ago, and that's going to go up shortly after this, either later today or tomorrow. But I just wanted to talk about kind of what's been going on lately. Everything's fine. It's just a matter of not really uploading, which I apologize for that. I know that we've recently hit over 300 subscribers. We're actually sitting at around 333 right now. So I want to give out a big thank you to anyone who's subscribed and really anyone who's subscribed to my channel in general, because it means a lot, and that people are checking out my videos. They're hitting the subscribe button, meaning that they want to check out more, depending on even what I post. So that's awesome. So I wanted this to be kind of informal. I kind of have a list going here of like what I'd like to talk about. So I'm going to start with like why I haven't been uploading. The last video I put out was Kendrick Lamar's new album came out on CD, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I unboxed that. I got over 1,000 views on it, which is amazing. I really appreciate that from all of you. And that was the last one I put out. And it was kind of a mixture of, oh, it's summer, I kind of want to relax, but also like the big thing was I feel like unboxings were not the greatest thing for my channel because it had been flooded with them, and I felt that if I were to do unboxings on very like multiple different things, that doesn't really sit well with like the average viewer, because say the average viewer isn't going to like say the 3 Days Grace album that I unboxed compared to the Kendrick Lamar one as an example. So I guess in a way I was trying to cater to different audiences, but I felt that as that went on, it was better to kind of centralize it into one. Not that it's bad to reach out to many, but I feel like there should be some consistency to that. So that was a big reason why I kind of just stopped with the unboxings. There were a few records that I got that I just like I wanted to do a video on it, but then the thought always popped back into my head of like, should I do this? It's going to be the same kind of thing as I usually put out. So I don't really think I should. So there were a couple where I didn't, and that's okay. Um, I'm sure you can find others like that on YouTube. Uh, the two records in particular were The Last Goodbye by Odessa, which came out a couple weeks ago, and then there was Divinorum by AU5, which was a special 500 pressed vinyl, and it looks really nice. So I kind of just wanted to. I was trying to come up with ideas of like what I could do that's different and could resonate with a good amount of people. Um, Anyone who's watching this, anyone who knows me, knows that I'm into pro wrestling as well as UFC. I've been into UFC for the past couple years now. So like I was always thinking of like, oh, I could do like discussion videos, there are a bunch of channels that I watch where they do that sort of thing, and I could kind of put my own twist on it, but I never really like tested that out to see how that would go. So that never really came to fruition. It would either be like predictions for the fights or matches, depending on what we're talking about, or recaps of the actual events. Um, that's kind of more like a journalistic sort of approach to it, which is not what I'm going to school for. But it's I like to talk about things, so especially if it's things that you know a lot about and you enjoy. So that was an option that was on the table there, but overall, it wasn't really like um, anything that I had set in stone. And personal issue that I have is kind of just like time management as well as kind of like planning. So when it's summer, all I would do is just, relax, lay around, stay up late, wake up late. I did get a new job though, so I'm making a little more money. I was at my previous place for almost 3 years, so I figured that I needed a change. And so we did that, and now the semester starts back up, and it's like a week and a half now. So in a way, I'm excited for that, but in another way, it's like school is school, but at least, it's different than high school and it's something that you actually care about, which is different. So, yeah, this has kind of been the longest period of time where I haven't posted a video. It's been one of the longest. It's not been the longest, but it's been something. But I figured I'd kind of put something out there and not just leave you guys in the dark because that just wouldn't be cool, you know. I always put my uh, Twitter in the description of my videos. So I'm always active on Twitter, whether it's I tweet about random things, retweets, shares, likes, discussions about anything, So you can reach me on Twitter, talk to me on there. I'd be more likely to answer people on Twitter than I am on YouTube comments because of just how the notification systems work. So um, anyone who actually wants to communicate with me, they can do so on Twitter. That's the best option. Um, just get this out again. Another big reason I would say, in hindsight, is why I wasn't really uploading was I actually received a copyright strike. Yeah, in my over 9 years of YouTube, it's my first time receiving a copyright strike, which is unfortunate, and I did not mean for it to go that way. Um, Obviously, there have been videos in the past where I use music as like for like intros or outros, and I've gotten claims on those, which means essentially like if you want to monetize your videos, you can't because you're using music that belongs to other people. And that was never an issue for me. Um, I usually always put in the description like music does not belong to me. It's to the artists that are involved. That's not a get out of jail free card, you know what I mean? But I I never wanted to pass something off as my own. So whenever I used music, I would usually give the other people credit. What I got a strike for was for something a little different and for something that I've like never really done before. So I can understand where they're coming from looking back on it. And the reason I bring this up is because it happened. I got the strike months ago, but I just completed copyright school. It's like a 4-question thing, and it involves Happy Tree Friends. If anyone knows what that is, that's like a classic YouTube animated series. And yeah, no, I understand why it needs to be there. And the video that they showed me was kind of similar to my situation. So I don't know if they have one for any specific form of infringement. But that was about a 4.5 minute video over specifically live performances. So the big story on it, and you've probably seen it on my channel, I only got probably like 130 views on it. I went to a Boogie with the Hoodies concert back in December, and an opener that he had, as well as at the other shows. Her name is Hennessy. She's a singer out of Rhode Island. She really resonated well with the fans when she came here the first time, because when Boogie came here first time, he actually didn't show up. So they had to reschedule it. And then Polo G was here the previous day. So she was there for 2 days in a row. And she was debuting a new song. So I figured, like, okay, I'm going to record this new song. I'm going to post it on YouTube. I'm going to tag her and I'll be like, I love the new song. You know what I mean? And kind of just because if there was anyone else that was at the show that wanted to, find the song, they could do that. They could type in, at this so-and-so concert and the name of the song. It was called All for Nothing. And I recorded it. I posted it to YouTube back in December. She actually replied to me saying I'm doing the Lord's work, which I appreciate that. But the issue came when she actually officially released the song. And it wasn't like only a day or two. I actually got a full-on strike for it, which is not good. Yeah. I always thought that live performances were exempt from that. They are not, but you can find plenty of live performances of anything on YouTube. But obviously, they don't have strikes. They might have claims, but not strikes. So it's unfortunate that I had to go that way. I was like, there's no way. I see plenty of live concerts on YouTube, sometimes full sets, you know what I mean? So I didn't think there was anything necessarily wrong with it. I understood that it was kind of like walking a fine line of it, but definitely going forward, I'm not gonna do anything like that. So I apologize for that. I messaged her, not that she would message me back or anything, but when she replied the Lord's work thing a few months later when I got that strike, I was like, I'm so sorry for this. I because I do not intend to make revenue on any of my videos. That's just the way it is. I do it purely for the entertainment of the subscribers and viewers that are watching. So it was never supposed to be in bad taste. It was merely I guess you can call it an accident, but if you're on YouTube, you should definitely know the copyright rules and laws before doing anything like that. So that kind of got me paranoid. I didn't want anything else to kind of go afloat on that. So I haven't done it yet, but I'd like to go back to my previous videos and kind of mute where there is audio. I know that doesn't necessarily stop anything, but I kind of have this suspicion that they'll go back in my library and try to get me for something, which I feel like is, I'm not going to call it unfair, but it's definitely something that I should look out for because I have plenty of claims, but that was the only time I got a strike. So yeah, that worried me, and I literally didn't do the copyright school until now because they expire 90 days anyway. So, yep, okay, see you later. Sorry about that. Going on to the next point is I'll just talk about what happened this summer in general. Not really anything in particular. I told you guys that I got a new job. I it's been decent. The job has, but I mean like the summer in general has been decent. I haven't really gotten a chance to swim. Only a few times I have, but it was never on like a regular occurrence. My friend Logan, in my past, he's been in actually a majority of my videos. Not majority, but many of my gaming videos, over 20 of them. Known as Shave Monkey. He, I think I mentioned he's in the army before, so he comes back a few times a year. He came back this past, it was like the end of June into mid-July, so it was a decent amount of time. We all spent time with him. That was also when I was in between jobs, so there was a brief period of time where I wasn't really busy by any means. So we would see him, and it's nice. We kind of took like a camping trip. I think there was 6 of us, and for kind of around the 4th of July. So it was always kind of busy in the area we were in. It's kind of a touristy area, and we stayed at his cousin's house, which is kind of close to that area. So yeah, it was really nice, and it's not like we were around a bunch of people. It was just like the people we knew on that property. So that was pretty fun. Hard to believe that was well over a month ago now, though. So it's I found that as the middle of the summer goes on, the time just keeps going up, and that's gonna happen like when I'm getting older too. A major trip that I took just a couple weeks ago was I went down to the Portland area in Maine, just about 2 hours away from where I live, and we stayed 3 nights, my girlfriend and I. The first night we went to see 3 Days Grace, which was really cool. Went back to the hotel. The next day was kind of the more relaxed day out of anything. We went to the mall down there. We were there for a couple hours, and then we went and saw a Portland Sea Dogs game. I hadn't seen one yet this year, and neither has she, so that was fun. It ended in a 0-1 loss, with the only run from the other team being at the top of the 9th. So that was kind of frustrating, but it was still fun. And then the next day, we took a trip out to Worcester, Massachusetts, which is probably 2 hours from Portland. And we saw the main people we were wanting to see are an emo band called First and Forever. And I found about them back in like March 2021, and it was only like on an Instagram ad. And usually when you see ads on Facebook or Instagram, you just like scroll past them. You don't care about them. But this was something special. Like it was I refer to it as punk emo, there's differences, but it was like, wow, I was never really into punk, but like there's something about this that's like nostalgic about it. So I was like, I think I'm going to get into these guys. And fast forward like a year and a half, they make an announcement that they're touring with Broadside, which is a more well-known punk band. So we went to the Palladium upstairs in Worcester, Massachusetts, and it's kind of like a smaller club area compared to the Palladium below, which is more of a theater. So that was really fun. We posted about it like before we went, and they saw it. And then during the performance, we made sure to get there early, so we were in the front. The guitarist gave my girlfriend a pick, which was really cool. And then afterwards, when we were about to leave, we actually caught the drummer and the singer, and we were talking to them for a really long time. Told them how we were coming from Maine, and they're like, "Oh my God, you guys are coming from Maine just to see us?" And we're like, "Essentially, yeah, So they gave us a couple stickers. They signed a drumstick. It was only them though. The guitarist wasn't there, but we didn't want to bother to get him. But the singer and drummer, Alex and David respectively, were there. We took pictures with us and they gave us some stickers. They signed the drumstick, and I'm like, I'm buying a shirt and I'm tipping you guys as much as I can. Because my girlfriend had a shirt and I bought it for her, like, it was probably earlier this year. Um, just because she was really into them. And you're like, wow, this is a really nice band. I hope we can see them one day. And thankfully, that was fulfilled. So that was really fun. It was really nice to get away from being home and just as a big trip. And a few weeks before that, we went down to Old Orchard Beach just to swim. And her grandparents live in that area, so we saw them, and it was really fun. So I'm glad that happened. The weather now, you can probably tell, is like it's cloudy. It's only like high 60s, low 70s. So it's not really the best, but a couple Sundays ago it was like 95. So the summer as a whole has been pretty decent. It's my second summer as like a college student, so the May to end of August went a lot quicker than last year, but that's okay. It's time's gonna go on. My birthday's in 3 months, which is weird to think about, and I'm gonna be a junior in college, so it's been fun so far. It's been really good. Let me just pull up my phone. Oh, I'll delve into more about the record. So I talked about the Odessa record I have The Last Goodbye, and then Divi Norum, I think is how you say it, by AU5, which was a special pressing. It's really weird because it's like transparent, but it's like dark, which none of my records are like that. They're usually clear and you can see through them, but this one was dark and it had splotches. So maybe one day I'll do like a showcase, not like an unboxing because it's already been unwrapped, but I'll do like a special record showcase and post that on my channel, because I don't think I didn't find any on YouTube. So I'd like to show that to you guys, and I even want to say that there are still some available, even though there are only 500 of them. At least when I last checked. That might not be true now, but yeah, that's it's a pretty nice record. It's a 45 because like most of the songs are like 7 minutes, so it's on 2 discs that are different colors, and it's really nice. Two others that I got were for Record Store Day, which was actually created by Bull Moose, which is the music store in my state, and they had 2 different dates for it. The first date, I got Dirty Sprite 2 by Future, and that was out pretty quickly. And the whole point of it is you can't buy the records from online, but sometimes they do put them online on like Monday, kind of like a Cyber Monday sort of thing. So I got that, and then on the next date, which was somewhere in June, I think the first one was April, but this one was in June, and it was Dearly Beloved by Daughtry, which not really big into Daughtry. They came to Portland and I missed it, but it was kind of the same situation where I saw an Instagram ad, and it was the song Changes Are Coming off of that record. I'm like, this sounds pretty cool. So I got that record, which was cool. Overall, though, this summer I've been getting a lot into like punk, rock, I guess metalcore sort of thing. I was always into Killswitch Engage, but I delved a lot more into 3 Days Grace, and then as I said, we saw them, and that was really, really fun. I'll give a list of like stuff I got, and Guitar Hero also really helps with this too. So I'm really big into like Metallica and Shinedown, Nirvana, Slipknot, Disturbed a little bit, Evanescence as well. So those are some pretty good bands to get into, and hopefully I can see them live one day. Yeah, it's just been it's been pretty nice trying to delve out of the as much as I love EDM, the EDM genre. It's been really fun to actually get into like modern rock. I mean, Metallica goes back to like the early 80s, but I was never really big on like listening to stuff from the 70s and 80s and stuff like that. It's so the 90s and early 2000s is kind of where I land in that. And yeah, it's been pretty cool. I usually get the CDs for them, and sometimes I get the records, but I've been getting into like used CDs just because they're so cheap, and I'm just not really like, I don't need to have new CDs in my collection anymore. So maybe one day, I say this almost every time, I'm gonna do a CD collection as well as vinyl collection, but I need to find a good way to do it without it taking like an hour, because I have well over probably like 150 to 200, which is a lot, and I got to do that definitely. There was something else I wanted to say. That's right. I saw Fozzy, but that was in April because I'm a big wrestling fan, and I listen to them now too a lot. Uh, love Chris Jericho to death. He's a great singer and a great, wrestler as well. So that was fun seeing him right up close, and yeah, so that was cool too. And it's just been nice overall. I've had some good times in the past few months. Um, I guess moving forward, I guess this is kind of the last part of the video here. Um, into the future, I want, and of course I can't automatically fulfill this, but I want to be able to, have some good planning for videos, and kind of have a setup like this. This doesn't even take long to do, and it's not anything professional by any means, but I just wanted to, be able to, I guess, not have like a set schedule because I'm gonna be busy, but I want to have some consistency on this channel definitely, and I I want just to satisfy the viewers, I guess. And I understand, like what I said before, there are things that I'm going to post and it's going to resonate with different people. That's why some videos have much more views than others, you know what I mean? Because there's only a select few people that are subscribed, have the bell on, and will tune into every video, and that's fine. That's okay. That's just the way that it is. But I would definitely like to centralize that and kind of grow based off of one subject, which is why I talked about UFC, WWE, maybe football, basketball, but I'm not into those as much as I am the combat sports. I love them. I just don't like. I don't keep up with them as much as the other ones. So uh, the options are definitely there, though. I want to be able to engage with you guys, so I would really appreciate if you guys commented. I mentioned my Twitter before. I'm always going to be active on there, so I always want to be able to connect with you guys, know what you want, and see what I can do to make those, I guess, wishes come true in a sense like that. And in a couple weeks now, I think it's actually about a month, I'm going to hit my 10-year anniversary on YouTube. I made my account when I was 10, and that anniversary is coming up very, very quickly now. So I want to be able to do something a little special for that. I don't really know what it is, but whether it's like a compilation of stuff, I don't know. So I'm going to have to look into that and see what I can do for my 10-year anniversary. The first video that I posted on this account, which is not on this account anymore, which I kind of deeply regret that because I don't know why I did that. I believe it was the unboxing of Pokemon Black version 2, and that's just so nostalgic looking back on that. I'm sure I could find that video somewhere. It might be on a hard drive, external hard drive somewhere. But yeah, there was a decent amount of videos that I deleted back then, which, from a view stance, like they didn't get many views, but at least for the, proof that I was uploading and active back then. Because once I made my first Xbox video, it was kind of like a turning over a new leaf sort of moment. So I deleted everything before that. But 10 years, 10 years on YouTube. It's hard to believe because I'm not even 21 years old yet. But and I know I haven't been completely active and consistent, but I've at least made like 5, 6 videos a year. So it's, which doesn't sound like much, but some years had a lot more than others. You know what I mean? I was looking to see, like, because there were one of the years, I'm pretty sure 2017 was one of the years where I posted the least, and I was like, why did I not post anything? You know what I mean? But some of my track videos are on there, and ever since then, I kind of found something to do. Like 2018, I was posting kind of like wrestling news, kind of like what I was saying that I would like to do, but kind of in a more professional sort of context rather than sitting on my bed with a picture on the TV, you know what I mean? So yeah, no, I've always been trying to like give different sorts of content for you, but I kind of want to now, I guess, not stick with one thing, but be consistent and try to engage with the viewers as much as I can. So that's pretty much all I have to say there. We took up 25 minutes, surprisingly. I guess I'm good at speaking. Tell me what you think of this. I don't have anyone currently on the stream, but I'm assuming people will hop on this, at least a couple people. So, any ideas for anything, just talk to me. For the third time, I'm active on Twitter, so that link's going to be in the description below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This is Only One Antidote, and I'll see you guys later. Peace, guys.